Okay, just a real quick little video on how to do browsing in Apache. And what I did was, I'm in var www HTML, and I'll do it real quick. I use Vim, so it'll be nice and pretty. This is my page. I did a reference to an on directory and an off directory, saying this one should have directory browsing turned on, and this one should have directory browsing turned off. And I am 254.151. So there we go. We started Apache. Everything seems to be okay. Directory browsing is turned on, and this one says it's supposed to be turned off, but it's turned on. Now what bothers me right off the bat is, why in the world is it turned on by default? I think that's a little funky. So let's go back, and you can probably pretty well figure where the configuration for this is going to be. Conf httpd.conf. So as you start working with this, you start getting the concept of these stanzas that it calls them. That this stuff here is kind of outside any stanzas, the server root PID file. But as you start cranking through here, modules are loaded. You start getting stuff that looks like this. Like for directory, for like everything, options, do this. And that's what it's going to be unless things get more specific. Like document root, that would just be your default document root for whatever, for the default site. Now, as it gets more and more specific, directory var www HTML, this is going to apply to a good bit of stuff, and this is going to run until you get the slash directory, the directive, just like HTML. And let's see, right there it is. It says options indexes. Now see if it says anything about indexes in here. It doesn't. Now, even though this is a really, really well commented file, I'm going to pull out this indexes. Let's see if I can use some good technique here and actually save the old one and pound it out, and then just pull out this one. Right quit, service httpd restart, and let's hop back out and see if this guy's still. Refresh that. There we go. By getting rid of those indexes, now everything that is under, let's go back, everything that's under var www HTML now has that turned off, has indexes turned off. And again, I'm not positive why they had it turned on to begin with. I see that as a security hole. So what I would do is get outside of this stanza. You can't just add it right here because you're in the middle of a stanza and you'll screw stuff up. So I'm going to get out of this stanza. I'm going to keep going until I see that slash directive. There we go. I'm outside the directive. So I'm going to give it a more specific stanza by saying directory, let's see, var www HTML on site. And it turned orange for me, so I've at least got some hope that I've got it right. So whatever I put in here is going to be specific to when the user hits that right there. That just looks funky to me, so I'm going to cheat. Yep, see, it uses quotes. So I'm just going to, that would probably work, I bet, but just to make it look right, I'm going to throw that in there. Now I'm going to give it the command that it didn't have, which was options indexes. And that's what it said right there. I gave it just that. So on our website here at school, I wanted indexes off just boom across the board. But every once in a while, like those videos I posted the other day. I didn't want to sit and make a web page that had something to point for every one of those. I just wanted it as a big dump and just dig through and get whatever you want. So I actually put a statement like this in ours that said, okay, specifically for this directory, and it would actually mean any subdirectories underneath it too, allow indexing. So with this, if the users, well, let's take a look at the question was, would this affect, here this is var www.html, would this affect the users if you set up for user control? Well, actually what you've got, I'm going to search for public HTML because I know that's in the user section. Right now it's got user.dir disabled and all that's pulled out. So if I pulled this back in and pulled out the pound signs, then I would have the opportunity to specify indexes for them whether I wanted them to have it or not, because this is going to be more specific than just the really general var www.html. And they've got rights, but they don't have the options. Yeah, you could do something like, I'm going to throw in a pound sign just so it doesn't screw it up. Options indexes, if that's what you wanted. Or I don't even like that really. What I would do if I wanted it, you'd do that if you wanted it for every single user to have it turned on, but I'd rather pick and choose exactly which users did, just to keep it tight. Oh, I'm sorry, you're right, I didn't see it. It does have it right there. Yeah, so you can choose right there whether to leave it in or take it out. Right quit service httpd restart tail var log messages, nothing yacked there. httpd errorlog, I don't see anything completely funky. That should have gone into errors if anything happened. So I am going to refresh that with Control F5. How about I refresh this one with Control F5? That one should be turned on. That one should have it turned on. Well, something went wrong. Let's chase this down. It's not always. I bet I specified it wrong. Goes to on dir and off dir. If indexes is there, it should be the on dir. Yeah, on site. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so that's clearly a goof. On dir. That should fix it. But what should have... Okay, that should have kicked something into varlog messages, shouldn't it? As picky as it is, maybe it's just older. Anyway, it should have kicked something in there for it being just a syntax goof like that. Alright, I'm not going to beat it to death. Did I restart it? I'll have to. Okay. Nothing there either. Okay. Anyway, back to here. Control F5. That should have it turned on. There we go. And that has it turned off. So, the whole deal was in that. Options indexes. And that's what did it for you. Specify exactly the directory you want to turn it on for, and then say options indexes. So, alright, easy enough.